Hey, what's up guys? So hopefully everyone's staying safe out there. I really wanted to kind of take the next few weeks and talk about gear because I know a lot of us are going to be inside, and I wanted to kind of talk about some of the things that I like doing with my quad, how I have my quad set up, and kind of give you some of my secrets, I would say, to help you guys along in flying quads. So, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments if you want to see more of these types of videos. I think they're pretty helpful. The first thing I wanted to talk about today was FPV cameras, and the question I probably get asked the most, which is what angle am I flying my FPV camera with, as well as how do I have my GoPro mounted, and if I'm using any type of ND filters to get that buttery smooth video quality. So I'm just going to run through these three things and kind of how I have my particular stuff set up. And this is a lot of this has to do with personal preference. So take that. This is just what I like doing, how I have my stuff set up to get the smooth precision control I like flying. That kind of a lot of people could see in my style. So I'll run through that real quick. So first off, the FPV camera, the one I've been using for the last 2 to 3 years is the Predator from Foxeer. And I really love the camera because it's a CMOS camera, which with the HDOs, any type of newer goggles, they're gonna work really well to kind of show the contrast, the details, just from my opinion. I know a lot of people run other different types of cameras, but I like the Foxeer Predator, and I think this is the V4 that I'm running right now, so the newest version. With that, I'm going to talk a little bit about the lens. So the lens here is a 1.8 lens, and basically it's you know, a lot of people run 2.5 lenses, somewhere in between there, 2.5 to 1.8. And what I found was 1.8 gives you a nice big field of view, especially in combination with the HDOs. And you know, when we talk about camera and choice of camera, it's going to vary from goggle to goggle, your experience. I just found that the HDOs and the 1.8 lens gives me enough of the real estate I want to fly in, without, you know, image distortion or blurriness, things of that nature. And yeah, it's been working really well. So those two in combinations, I know a lot of people talk about cameras on one side of things, but they don't really address what they're using to view that camera. And it could vary from goggle to goggle, but that's kind of what my experience has been using the HDOs and the Predator V4. Now, the angle that I'm going to fly at is about, I want to say about, hopefully that close-up helps. If not, I'll put a picture in this video, but it's about 20 degrees, maybe 15 to 20 degrees. And for the last 4 years, I've gone really aggressive to concentrating on more smooth, a more smooth experience for the viewer. So that has attributed me to decreasing my degree tilt and trying to get more precise, trying to flow a little bit more into my moves, into these tricks. And I just feel like it's a good combination with the Predator, the goggles, HDOs that I have, that I'm getting enough speed for some tricks while still maintaining the smooth appeal and the precision that I like flying with. So that is just my FPV camera situation, as well as my goggles and all that good stuff. So if you have any questions about that stuff, just leave them in the comments below. I'll try to answer as many questions as possible. The other thing that a lot of people ask me about is how do I have my GoPro set up, and what settings I'm using. So I'm gonna put a screenshot of the settings I'm using currently on this right now, so you guys can take a look at what I'm using on a daily basis. It really does vary upon the time of day, so the light that's available to me, what I'm trying to shoot, if I'm trying to use slow-mo, things of that nature. But generally, these are the settings that I do use for most of my flight. And with that, I think a lot of people ask me about the ND filter that I use. So let me just talk a little bit about this entire setup real quick. So this is kind of a, I think it's a mount, ND filter mount from Brain 3D, I believe. And you could kind of get these separately, or you could get them attached to your quad. But essentially what this does is it takes the ND filter, and this is a TBS ND filter. I think this is an ND4, I believe. And 4 is generally what I use for everyday usage. If it's really sunny, then I'll go to ND8 or, you know, even something higher maybe. But generally I'm sticking with ND4s and ND8s, TBS, and these glass ones are the ones to get, because the plastic ones, they have a lot of color distortion if you don't know. And that's the reason why a lot of people's, well, not a lot of people, some people's video quality looks a little tinted. You can kind of see this weird tint in their footage. With these glass ones, it kind of avoids that. And yeah, they're a little bit more fragile, but again, this is quality of footage that we're talking about. So if you're big on quality of footage, then these are the ones to get, the glass ones. So this is the mount from Brain 3D that you could get, and all you have to do is basically snap it in place. And then what I like to do is just strap it down like so with my strap to apply a little bit more pressure, but that usually holds it in place. And it's been working really well. And obviously I could just switch it out if I need to, or if it's getting really late and I don't need an ND filter at all, then I'll just run it with my GoPro and basically with no type of ND filter here. So that's kind of how I have my stuff set up. And in particular, the FPV camera, the GoPro, the ND filters I use to really get that smooth, buttery footage while keeping and maintaining the smooth appeal to flying. So that's about it, guys. I just really want to run through that. At any rate, see you guys in the next one. Peace.
I've been caught up in this life, don't speak my mind enough, I'm trying to keep